Today I'm going to be ranking unpopular opinions because I just think that's a good time because I myself have a couple hot takes in me, like eating Kit Kats. My favorite way to eat a Kit Kat is fully butt naked. Well, not me butt naked, the Kit Kat. I like eating the Kit Kat to be naked when I eat it, as in, biting off the surrounding edges of the chocolate and then picking it apart wafer layer by wafer layer and eating it like that. And then I always save the wafer layer that has the most, I think it's like brown sugar they put between those wafer layers. I think that's what it is. I save that one for last, and then I eat that one last because it's the best one. Well, that's my hot take for right now. And if you want to leave your hot takes down in the comments below, I can always make a video ranking all of your hot takes. I think that would be a grand old time. So do be sure to leave your unpopular opinions down in the comments, or leave a comment if you want me to go through r/unpopular opinion and rank some of these. I'm going to avoid all ones that are like political and shit because in fact I don't think this subreddit even lets political things happen because I don't like that. That's not fun. It's not fun, cute, and sexy. That shit can go die. Anyway, I just found one that already had some unpopular opinions with it, so I'm gonna go through this tier list and share my ranking with you. This first one we have is teens in the media being played by fully developed adults is detrimental to teens' self-esteem. Honestly, yeah. Because it feels, especially in I feel like my generation and younger, children are trying to look older than they are. I feel like when my brother was growing up, it was okay to look like a child, dress like a child, wear fun graphic tees. And now, when it got to my generation, there was still some of that, but as you got into high school and stuff, it was no, you have to dress like an Instagram model. And I feel like I'm seeing with Gen Alpha, those kids are fucked up. They're fucked up, and I think it's because of this. I honestly do. So, that's an S tier unpopular opinion. I 100% agree with that. And then, unchecked free speech is a bad thing. I don't want to get into this one. It's political. It's kind of political, and I don't want to get into that. That's not what I like to do. If you don't want to donate your organs after you die, you shouldn't be allowed to receive donated organs. Ooh, that's a bit spicy. There's part of me that agrees, but also part of me that doesn't. I feel like because of that, it's going to go in B tier because I'm undecisive. I'm very undecisive on that one. I believe the elderly should be retested every year for a driver's license. Yes. I'm sorry, but it comes to a point where you're just too old, my friend. You're just too old. And that's that. If you ghost or play people who did nothing wrong, you deserve to be single forever. Communicate like an adult. Yep, 100%. I don't think that one even needs explanation. I don't think that's even an unpopular opinion. I think that's a popular opinion. It shouldn't even be on this list. Jeez. People have become too open about their sexuality/sex lives. I don't think it's a bad thing, though. It's perfectly normal, so I think that's a bad one. Although there is some shit you should just keep that to yourself. We don't want to know, so I'll put that in C because of that. There's just some shit you keep to yourself, and then there's some stuff that's funny to share, and then there's some things that should just be normalized because it is a normal part of life. I say that as an asexual who doesn't really understand. Being asexual is fun, but also not, because it limits the dating pool so much. I've been single forever. Help me, please. The uninformed, uneducated, ignorant masses should not have an equal vote. Basically, democracy isn't the best form of government. Yeah, to an extent, yeah. I mean, we don't need people out here just looking at one thing on social media and basing their entire political opinion around it, or even just the radicalized masses. Oh god, don't even get me started. Oh shit, I'm getting political, but let's just leave it at that and not go any deeper into it because it is exhausting, and I deal with that enough on a day-to-day basis. It's bad in my house. It's bad. I really need to move out, but you know how the economy is. That's not feasible. When people try to pet/interact with wild animals and get killed, the animal should not be euthanized. I think in certain cases it should be because certain animals, when they do kill a human or get a taste for their meat, flesh, blood, etc., it kind of changes the animal's biology, and we can't have that running around unchecked. where animals, where it's not an issue, yeah, just let them go free. It wasn't the animal's fault, it was acting on instinct. But for some, you can't let that happen because it will just increasingly get worse and worse because it changes the animal's psychology or biology or something. I'm pretty sure I read that somewhere. If I'm wrong, let me know. But, in some cases, yes, in some cases, no. So I'm putting in B. People who are charged with a crime and found not guilty should have their legal bills paid for by the government in addition to restitution damages. I think it kind of depends. If you're just like fighting a parking ticket, yeah, the government should pay for for the legal fees, but I don't think they need to pay restitution. Like, you didn't go through that much distress, okay? You didn't go through that much distress. But in cases where you are being charged with, like, murder and you are definitely 100% innocent, and now it's gotten out there that you might be a murderer, yeah, that does damage to... It's almost defamatory. So in those cases, yeah, the government should pay legal bills and restitution. So this is a nuanced case, so it goes in B tier. A lot of these unpopular opinions are nuanced or popular, and I don't like that. I need more spicy, saucy, hot takes. Leave them in the comments, or let me know if you want me to do one from a subreddit, because I feel like that would just have better ones than this. I'm feeling kind of bored. Oh, I saw the word strippers, and I'm like, never mind. We're getting somewhere. Having strippers at the bachelor/bachelorette party is outright cheating. Unless you talk with your partner, yeah. I think unless you were talking with your partner about it and they're both okay with it, I think, yeah, that is pretty much outright cheating. So that goes in A tier. You need to have a conversation about your partner about that one. I believe parents to be must pass a competency test and psych level eval before being allowed to have children. Hell yes. Have you seen some of the parents out here? Oh my god, they're wild, they're crazy, I don't understand. Even my mother should have gone through something before having kids, because there have been some interesting times in my childhood, but I'm not gonna trauma dump right now. This is supposed to be lighthearted, and if I want to do a trauma dump video, I will. Let me know if you want my drama. I don't think trauma's that fun, though. It's fun, but, like, not. You know what I'm saying? I think it's environmentally irresponsible to have more than 2 kids. I mean, with the amount of diapers out there and the amount of plastic you're going through with diapers. Honestly, yes. I mean, diapers are crazy. Why can't we go back to, like, the 70s when parents were using cloth diapers? Like, yeah, it's annoying, but we are putting so much plastic into the environment using plastic diapers. It's a problem. I don't think it's a problem that's talked about enough. Forget about the cows and everything in the cars. Let's focus on the plastic diapers. Yeah? Who's with me? I'm up in arms about plastic diapers. I don't care about gas or natural gas or anything like that. I care about the plastic diapers and what they're doing to our environment. Was that too far? I don't care. It was funny. It should not be made easier for felons to re-enter society. I think it depends on the felony. It really does depend on the felony. I don't want to get into too deep stuff, so nuanced opinions, so it's going on B. And then, asking your partner to marry you in front of hundreds of strangers is emotional blackmail. Honestly, yeah, kind of. Again, it kind of depends on the type of partner you have, but in a lot of cases, that could be, like, emotional blackmail, because you're kind of really putting them on the spot in front of all these people, making them feel like they can't say no, like, or face, like, public humiliation. It can be really sweet, public declaration of love, but it can also be emotional blackmail. But I think for the most part, I agree that as an S tier unpopular opinion. Overprotective parenting is an issue that doesn't get enough attention. I feel like it is getting more attention these days, though, especially with, like, all of the drama with TikTok and YouTube parenting. I feel like all types of parenting are getting a lot more heat. So I'm gonna put that in A, being like, yeah, maybe a couple years ago, this was an S tier unpopular opinion, but nowadays it's becoming more mainstream. People who have kids before sorting out their traumas and issues are selfish and part of the reason why we have so many problems in the world. That goes with the last one, and I feel like that is becoming a much more popular opinion, so maybe it was a previously unpopular S tier opinion, but now it's becoming popular, so A. I think that's how I'm ranking these now. I've come across no D tier ones, though. Good. If you're very rich, you're an evil person. I don't agree with that. Yeah, call me weird or whatever, but if you make money, you made money. Like, you should be able to be proud of that and use your money how you wish. Is it maybe a bit selfish to become really rich to the point where you can't even use all the money? Maybe. But I don't think being selfish innocently equates to being evil. And there are legitimate ways to become very rich that you don't have to be an evil person to go about happening. So I think I'm gonna put that in C tier. Yeah, I think that's a C tier one. Like, it's not the worst opinion out there, but it's just not one that I particularly agree with. Getting a pet because your child begs for one is ridiculous. Yes. It really is. Like, your kid isn't going to be the one taking care of it, you are. And honestly, kids, they're not the best at taking care of animals or being nice or being friendly. And like, if you don't know how to take care of one, you shouldn't get one. And I feel like that's what happens when your kid begs you for a pet, is you get into something you don't know what you're doing. And that is not fair to the animal, it's not fair to yourself for putting this burden that you didn't want, and it's not fair to the child to have a pet that's actually suffering. So, yeah, as to your unpopular opinion. Until sentence, the name, face, and information of the accused should not be released publicly. Yes and no. I feel like this is also quite nuanced. Because in some cases, like, it's good to know the face and the name, because then other people can come forward with maybe information about their experiences or a crime done unto them, and that can help with the current investigation. But it's also borderline defamatory, because if that person is innocent and you've leaked all this information, that's something that's going to follow them for life. So that is a very nuanced opinion. So I can't say it's good or bad. No, in some cases good, some cases bad. Rich celebrities who crowdfund money for charity are disingenuous. I think that's also kind of nuanced. I think there are definitely plenty of celebrities that who do that are disingenuous, but there are also probably very good celebrities out there that crowdfund for money, whereas they've already donated a large sum and they're being like, hey, this is a really good charity that I donate to regularly. I think it would be good if more people donated, and I think that's good to use their influence to get the name of that charity out there. So, again, this is nuanced. Why are all of these just nuanced opinions? These aren't unpopular opinions, these are nuanced opinions. People over 65 shouldn't get to run a country. I really want to say yes. It's political, so I'm not going to go into it. It's political, so I'm not really going to get into it much, but yeah. The American style of tipping is a toxic culture that should be abolished. Again, I think that is slowly becoming a more popular opinion, so I'm going to put it in A tier. I do agree with it, because it really is toxic, because you're basically enabling these companies to not pay their workers. But also, if you don't tip, these people don't get paid. So it really is a toxic environment that cannot be changed in America, and I really hate it. So I just don't go out. Also, it's just way too expensive to eat out. I'd rather just sit at home and make something. You know, I could buy a box of cereal for like $2 and it stretches me for like a week worth of breakfast. Whereas if I go out to a restaurant for breakfast, I have to pay $5 for like a plate of eggs. Not happening. I could buy a carton of eggs for $5 and feed myself for a week. So yeah, in this environment, I just don't go out. Even if we were all the same race, gender, color, religion, humans would still invent other traits to hate each other. Oh, 100%. 100%. I don't think there's any getting around that. I feel like, I hesitate to say this because I know there are good people out there, but it's just hard to see. I feel like humans are just naturally toxic beings and hateful. There probably is like some type of evolutionary thing, like you want your group to come out on top, so you have to beat the other groups down. I don't know, it might be some type of evolutionary trait, honestly, but humans are bad. Let's just leave the earth, let the animals have it, it'll be a better place. We should let some dog breeds die out, namely pugs. I think that is becoming a much more popular opinion, that pugs, that breed should just die out. It's honestly cruel to bring more of them into this world. They can't survive. They can't breathe. Honestly, dogs just get so inbred at some point that it's bad, and I think that is slowly becoming a more popular opinion, so it's gotta go in A tier. It's a good opinion, but it's slowly becoming more popular, so it's not an unpopular opinion. I don't like this tier list, it's boring, but I'm gonna go through it. I committed, and I do not back out of my commitments, because I am a man, and men don't back out of shit. Yeah, that's right. I am a self-assured, confident man. Fake it till you make it, am I right? Fake it till you make it. One of these days, I will be a self-assured, confident man. Bad teacher has a worse influence on society than a drug dealer. Yeah, honestly, yeah. Because if you get a bad teacher, you're not going to be interested in learning at all. Whereas with a drug dealer, you kind of have to actively seek those people out. You have to know what groups and circles that drug dealer is in. That's not something that is influencing millions. That is not even millions, literally every person. Teachers influence literally every person, whereas with a drug dealer, that doesn't influence everybody. You have to know where to look to find a drug dealer. Teachers are just everywhere. So if you get a bad teacher that is teaching thousands of children, yeah, that has a much worse influence than a drug dealer. I think that is an S tier unpopular opinion. Wow, I agree with most of these. Although they aren't very funny, which I find sad. Homeschooling is one of the worst things you can do for a child. I don't agree. Because the American school system is kind of shitty. Is it perhaps not great for getting them out into the environment? Maybe, but there are other ways you can do that. You can enroll your child in out of school clubs and different things to get them interacting with people their age. And with the internet, you can just interact with people online, though you have to be very careful with that one. That is something you have to be very careful with. But there are a lot of like clubs and stuff that you can join to get that interaction in with your child. So I don't agree with this one. I think that's a bad take. It is not the worst thing you can do for your child. Plastic bottled water in first world countries should be banned. What's a first world country again? I think that's America. And I don't think so, because there are a lot of areas that you can't really get water very well, like Arizona, and like a lot of the hotter states, it can be difficult to get water there, like fresh water. So I don't think so. I really don't think so. I think that's gonna de-thirst. What is the word I'm looking for? I'm looking for a word and I can't think because I'm an idiot who hasn't been in, well, I can't think. YouTube is rotting my brain. The internet is rotting my brain. Anyway, this is a bad take. You know, there are places in America that have droughts. We need bottled water. I don't know what that means, and I'm not gonna look it up because it could be bad. So I'm just gonna ignore that one. Racism is not getting worse. It's getting caught on camera. Honestly, yeah, I think that's it. As a white person, I don't think I can speak on that too much, but I would put in an A tier. If I was not a white person, I would feel like I could have the say-so on whether it goes into S tier, but as a white person, I don't really experience it, so I don't think I have the right to say whether it is 100% true or not, so it might be, it might not be. But I'm just gonna leave it in an A tier, being like, yeah, that's at least partially true. It might not be the whole truth, but it is at least very partially true. So I feel like I could put that in A tier, no problem, without getting canceled. The world is weird. Just because you listen to less popular music doesn't mean you have better taste. Oh my god, yes. Oh my god, yes. That is the hottest take of all time. It is the best unpopular opinion. Stop wearing your music taste like a badge of honor. Just stop it. Some music, there is a reason it is unpopular. There is a reason some music is unpopular. So, you can't count that as being like, yeah, I have really good taste. This person is so undiscovered and indie and cool. It feels so Tumblr Mean Girl. I don't like it. Like 2012 Tumblr Mean Girl being like, I'm not like other girls. I'm not like other girls. I listen to this really niche indie band. And it's just the weirdest abomination shit that's out there. There's a reason some things aren't popular. Deal with it. We don't owe anything to future generations. I think that's false. I think that's kind of false. You can't ruin everything for everybody else. That's not how the world works. You don't get to be that much of a selfish asshole. You know, there's a difference between being selfish and being evil. Ruining everything for everyone else is evil. Being selfish is being like, this will make my life easier and it's not too detrimental to others. You know, there's a difference. I don't like that. That's a D tier. You do owe something to future generations. You can't fuck this shit up for people who didn't ask to be put on this earth. You can't do that. You don't have the right to do that. So yeah, that's D tier. That is a horrible, unpopular opinion. There's a reason that opinion's unpopular. As I said, there is a reason some things are unpopular. It's because it's just bad. It's just bad. And that's a reality we need to deal with. Deal with it. If something's bad, something's bad. It doesn't make you a bad person, but there's a reason some things are just bad and unpopular. I feel like I'm repeating myself on that point, but I need to hammer that home. I really need to hammer that home. Anyway, I didn't really have fun with this tier list. It wasn't what I wanted. It wasn't very funny. It was really just a lot of weird, nuanced opinions. I want some funny hot takes. I want some funny, unpopular opinions. Leave yours down in the comments, and I will rank them. I 100% will rank them. Or tell me if you want me to go onto a subreddit, because I feel like that would have some better shit, some funnier shit I can deal with than this. I don't like this too much. There were some things that were a fun discussion, but for the most part, wasn't very enjoyable. Thank you for watching through this kind of slop. I thought it would be fun. It wasn't very fun. And I apologize for that. No, there's a reason some things are unpopular, and this video might be unpopular. And I get that, because this was just bad. It was bad. But I really do appreciate it if you stuck around. It makes my day. So leave a like, leave a comment if you also think these opinions kind of sucked. Just leave a like if you think these opinions kind of sucked, because I think so. And also subscribe, because I post weird shit like this a lot. I swear I do more entertaining stuff than this sometimes. I swear. It's not all like this. Don't leave me, baby. We had something good. I swear, we had something good. We can do this. We can make it work. I'll catch you next time. See you next week.